I think Arsenal are going to turn up. Arsenal will come back. Hello Arsenal fans and welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to a match preview, ones that I promised you every week. And here is the first one of the season. It's Arsenal versus Chelsea, a massive London derby, and we all want to forget what happened last week, and hopefully Arsenal can get back on track in what is going to be an incredible difficult game against Chelsea, one of our London rivals. Obviously, they are the champions of Europe. Unfortunately for us, they are coming to the Emirates and they are going to be up for it massively. But also, this is the first game back at Arsenal with a full capacity, so how much will that make an impact as well? So we'll talk about lineups, we'll talk about Chelsea, how much of a threat they will be, we'll talk about what weaknesses we can exploit. We'll also talk about our new signings that are basically on the verge of signing as we're recording this, Martin Ødegaard and Aaron Ramsdale, so we will talk about both of them as well. But let's start with my predicted lineup for the game on Sunday. So as you can see on screen, this is the team that I'm going to go with for the Chelsea game on Sunday. I've really tried hard not to go back to a three at the back formation, just because I think Arsenal should be developing away from that formation, and I have PTSD from that formation last season as we were so bad with it. But this is the formation that I'm going to go with, matching Chelsea so they don't have any advantage over us. And people will probably be questioning some of my decisions, but let's go over some of the more radical decisions. So I've obviously gone with a 3-4-3 here. As you can see, I've put Rob Holding in instead of Pablo Mari, who started last week. I thought Pablo Mari was really not good last weekend, so I really want Rob Holding to start. He's a really good back-to-the-walls defender, and I think in a game against Chelsea, I think we're going to need that. He's not really good when you want the team to be playing on the front foot, but I fear that we're going to be on the back foot for a lot of this game against Chelsea. So Rob Holding is probably the best of two evils in this instance. As you can see, I've gone with Tierney at left centre-back as well, with Nuno Tavares at left wing-back. I could have gone Saka, but I just thought that Tavares here made the most sense, and I could see him bombing up the wing quite well. He slotted in decently at right back last week against Brentford, so I think a start here would be quite good, and it would be able to exploit Chelsea's weaker right hand side. Chelsea don't have many weaknesses, but I could see that Arsenal could potentially go through this. At right wing back, it's really a toss of a coin of who's going to start at right wing back. I don't really mind. It could be Ainsley Maitland-Niles. He's filled in there before. It could be Hector Bellerin, or it could be Callum Chambers. I've gone with Chambers here just because I think he can offer some solidity going backwards as well. If we need to go to a back four as well, Chambers can easily slot in at right back. So it is something to think about, and it is something that I wouldn't mind whoever starts at right wing back in that formation. And then the front three. This is the key to what we're going to be able to do. Now, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Willian and Runarsson all tested positive for COVID, but Aubameyang is the only one that could be available this Sunday. So hopefully he makes the bench. I don't think he'll be fit enough to start the game. So it was a toss-up between Balogun or Martinelli. I thought Balogun looked a bit rough and he definitely needs a loan. Martinelli should get the nod as the central striker. And either side of him are two really gifted technical players in Smith Rowe and Saka. They are both going to be really important to the way we play. Remember, when we beat Chelsea last season, Smith Rowe started on the left wing in a 3-4-3 formation, which was a back-to-the-wall performance. And I think the best chance of us getting any points in this game is if Smith Rowe does that role again. He's going to be so important. He's going to be the one linking the midfield to the attack, and he's going to be the one creating the chances. We know Martin Ødegaard is on the horizon. It is basically a done deal, but he's probably not going to be involved on Sunday, and if he is, it will be from the bench. So Smith Rowe has a very important role here, so hopefully he's going to have a good game, because if he does, Arsenal could get a shock result here. Now, make no mistake, Chelsea are a much stronger side than Arsenal, at this present moment in time. Chelsea are the European champions. They've just signed back Romelu Lukaku, who lit it up in Serie A last season for Inter Milan. They've obviously got incredible depth. Havertz, Werner, Ziyech, Pulisic, incredible players. They've got N'Golo Kante holding that midfield. They've got really good defenders as well, like Thiago Silva, like Ben Chilwell. They've got a really balanced side, and obviously is coached incredibly well by Thomas Tuchel. One that a lot of fans wanted in December when Mikel Arteta was really struggling at Arsenal. So it'll be interesting to see what Arsenal fans think of Tuchel when they go up against him again this Sunday. Arsenal will have to be on their A game for us to get a really good result here, because Arsenal have to be strong to make sure that Chelsea don't roll us over. It is a really scary fixture, and Chelsea are on it, they will blow us out of the water. So we need to be defensively solid. We can't be like we was against Brentford, otherwise we just won't be good enough and won't be up for the fight. It's going to be a fight. We're going to have to go to war against these Chelsea players, so we're going to have to really battle for it. As for any weaknesses that Chelsea have, I have only really picked out their right-hand side. I think their right-hand side is their weakest position. Reece James is a young fullback, but he's not been trusted by Thomas Tuchel much yet. You've got Azpilicueta, who's getting on a bit. You can expose him down that right-hand side. Sometimes they play Callum Hudson-Odoi at right wing-back, so he's not going to be the best defensively. That will be an area where we can exploit. So if Tierney gets up the left-hand side, or if it's Nuno Tavares, or if Smith Rowe combines well, then maybe Arsenal will be in business in this point. Arsenal needs to exploit that side as much as they can, but also hold firm against Chelsea's stunning attack. Away from the football though, Arsenal have been busy in the transfer market as well. You've got Martin Ødegaard, who looks like he's going to be returning to Arsenal for as little as £30 million. I was really impressed by Martin Ødegaard when he was on loan with Arsenal. He really impressed me. He fixed the creative void that Arsenal were missing at the time. Him and Smith Rowe connected really well, and I'm really glad to see him permanently at Arsenal for a 6-year deal for cheaper than Aston Villa paid for Emi Buendia. It's a great deal, and I cannot wait to see him, Saka and Smith Rowe all link up again at Arsenal. Hopefully these three can link up really well now, but also in the future. It really future-proofs our attack, and hopefully we can see better times up ahead. The other signing that Arsenal are on the verge of completing is Aaron Ramsdale from Sheffield United to Arsenal. Now, I'm not as infused with this signing compared to Martin Ødegaard. I don't think he is Premier League quality at this moment in time. I think he's still very young and he's very raw, but it is a signing for the future. He's only 23, which is very young in terms of Premier League experience. Goalkeeping is such a difficult position to look at statistically, so hopefully the coaches see something in him that we are not seeing, and hopefully he's a success. A lot of fans have already been abusing him. Don't do that. Once he puts on the Arsenal shirt, he's one of us. Back him till the end, and hopefully he does a really good job at Arsenal and smashes it here. He's coming in probably as a number 2 right now, but eventually he will probably be a number 1. And before I sign off, I will let you know my prediction for the Chelsea game this weekend. I think Arsenal are going to turn up. I don't think they're going to win. I think it will be a point. I think it will be a 1-1 draw. I think Chelsea will score first, but then Arsenal will come back. But I don't think it will be enough to get the win. Chelsea are an incredibly strong side, so we're going to have to be on our game. Like I've mentioned, maybe exploit that right-hand side. Maybe we can get some joy down there. But hopefully we can get something and Arsenal produce a better performance this weekend. We need it. We need some hope. Hopefully they provide it this weekend. And that's the end of the video. Thank you for joining me. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit that notification bell to catch up with all my videos. Can you believe it? The podcast will be back on Monday or Tuesday. I'm not sure exactly which day yet, but it will be back next week reviewing the Chelsea game. But until then, come on you Gunners.